Hey George, it looks like we're live again.
We're back!
Yeah.
And today we have a great topic. We're going to talk about how sugar affects your life.
Before we do that, can I just say in the spirit, I'm emotionally moved today, guys. I might get a little bit animated and I apologize. But in the spirit of the season and Thanksgiving coming right up,
Tomorrow.
I'm just grateful for our friendship. It has been a very long-term and fruitful friendship.
There you go.
And you and I have flamed up and gotten to a healthy weight many times over the years. And the only thing that's really changed is the color of our hair over time.
Yeah, and we were both a lot heavier in this picture here.
Yeah.
You know this.
And we both knew how to get the weight off,
Deflame Diet,
but we didn't know how to keep it off. We didn't own the habits.
David Seaman, and you know, that's a great diet. We'll give a shout out. And as we mentioned in the last video, we have the Foundations of Nutrition that's available at my office from Anabolic Labs. And that's the basic fundamentals for the Deflame Diet by David Seaman, of which there's multiple diets. You know, there's diets for joint, for deflaming, for cancer, and you know, for nerves, you know, and the whole thing with all that, there's a lot of modification. We talked a lot about that. But let's talk about sugar.
Well,
So,
before you even go to sugar, guess what really loves sugar? You just mentioned it a second ago.
what's that?
Cancer.
Oh, yes.
So I know you'll get into that a little bit more, but that's just a little
And
heads
cancer
up.
thrives in an acidic environment also.
Okay.
So anyway, our topic today is sugar and some of the side effects and lifestyle effects and how it affects your life. So in talking about that, I want to bring up just like a couple primary effects of sugar. So the first one I want to talk about is, as you see, Bob and I are not as young anymore and our hair is a little gray.
Yeah.
And we're getting older. So one of the impacts that sugar has on people as they get older in their life is cataracts.
Interesting, right?
Sugar will lead to cataracts. And unfortunately, it is. But fortunately, you know, modern science has better technology where you can do surgeries
Right.
to replace the lens, and the technology is very good. My mother-in-law had it done with no complications. She's doing well. But the better choice is to eliminate the sugar and not need that surgery.
Because the sugar leads to diabetes, which leads to blindness.
So let's talk about diet and cataracts a little bit. So some of the foods you can eat naturally in your diets that will help reverse that condition, for instance, are eggs. Another one is cruciferous vegetables.
Right.
So those are a few little things that you can eat and obviously eliminate the sugar. And another thing that really, really, really facilitates cataracts, so if you're, say, doing sugar, eating Reese cups, whatever you're doing,
Right.
and I love Reese cups, but you know, I eliminated it from my diet. Peanut butter tandy cakes and
Hey.
so on and so forth.
Sugar
Love them
is-
too, but
sugar tastes good.
yeah, and unfortunately the chocolate has changed in that because they changed the binding agent in that chocolate to plastic, and that's why they taste different. But it's PGPR, and in a lot of chocolates. But you know. Anyway, getting back to all that, you know, the problem with that is when you're taking in that sugar, and I don't care how you're doing it, whether you're putting sugar in your coffee or whatever the case may be, you're eating an apple pie. If you smoke,
Right.
you're really facilitating the effects of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you consume alcohol, like if you consume some alcohol, like you drink beer a little bit here and there because you got to reward yourself, it's not going to have the impact where if you're drinking more of your hard liquors that are higher content in sugar.
Right. And speaking of which, if you're trying to get to a healthy weight or not put on weight, your body sees alcohol as a poison, and the first
Absolutely.
thing it's going to do is, I got to get rid of the poison. So it's going to attack the calories of the alcohol and not attack the calories of your own fat. So you put your your fat burning on hold when you consume
With
that alcohol.
The holidays coming up with Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, there's going to be a lot of alcohol consumed. I'm sure some people still smoke, not a good lifestyle
Right.
choice, but and with consuming the sugar, that's all facilitated by the smoking and alcohol. You're predisposing yourself to cataracts and like cataract surgery. But there are ways you could quit smoking. You could modify your alcohol intake to a minimal level,
Right.
and you can eliminate sugar in your diet. And then you can start eating foods like eggs are very good for reversing the effects of sugar in cataracts. You could also, do cruciferous vegetables, which are very good at reversing those effects. And another thing you can do, which is really good, you can take certain supplements. So one of the supplements that will really impact and reverse the effects of cataracts is glutamine. So you could take glutamine, you could take vitamin C, you could take vitamin D,
Alpha lipoic acid.
fish oil,
Yeah.
and B1 and B2. So those are some of the nutritional events and recommendations that you can do to kind of reverse that process. And then another problem you have with sugar is chronic joint pain. So if you read the Nutritional Foundation by Anabolic Labs, and/or you read one of David Seaman's books on the Deflame diet,
Right.
there are a lot of foods you can eat, and there are a lot of and you can follow the Deflame diet, and you can reverse that inflammation, and you can reverse that chronic joint pain. And once again, some of the key supplements you can take. One is glutamine, which is very good for that. Another one is fish oil, omega-3.
Sure.
And you can also do C and D, specifically D3, and you can do B1 and B2. So do those cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower.
And don't forget your botanicals, your ginger, your boswellia,
Absolutely.
your
Turmeric,
all of
the
those have
curcumin and black pepper,
anti-inflammatory,
and
antioxidant properties.
and from a dietary perspective, you can eat red and green peppers.
Mm.
So that works and goes a long way into reversing those conditions. And the last thing I want to mention about sugar is it slows down your resting metabolism. So, and what it actually causes, and this is how it similarly causes you cataracts in your eye, what it does, it combines with other elements occurring in your body. And what it'll do, it inhibits your ability to burn that fat, and it stores in the fat, so you
Right.
kind of gain weight. And it's basic mathematics. If you're taking in more than you're burning, you gain weight. If it's the same, you maintain weight. If it's less, you lose weight. So if you throw off your resting metabolism, usually you'll lose a little weight overnight when you sleep. You're not going to do that. And then basically, like when you're walking around taking steps, and in my office on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, I probably average about 15,000 steps treating patients.
Wow.
And on a Tuesday or Thursday, I probably average 8,000 or a little more, between 8 to 10,000, because I'm only working from 2 to 7.
Right.
But even that is inhibited, if for whatever reason you're eating sugar, you're slowing that metabolism down, and you're not going to burn as many calories. So to maximize your caloric burn, you basically need to eliminate sugar. And here's another thought about sugar. So a lot of people will take sugar, like they'll drink a Coke or a Pepsi, or they'll eat a Reese cup, or they'll eat a Hershey bar, or whatever it is, for like quick energy, which it does give you a quick energy
Right.
boost. But here's the bigger picture. It only gives you, for every molecule of sugar, you're only getting 2 molecules of energy. Where if you burn lean body mass, or you eat protein, like you eat chicken, let's just say, you're getting 9 molecules of energy for that 1 molecule of protein. And the final thought is, if you burn fat, that's the most efficient system. You're getting 36 molecules of energy for that 1 molecule of fat you bought.
Quite a return.
It's a great return, but if you're intaking sugar and you're inhibiting that fat burn, what are you getting?
Right.
So then you're forced to eat more sugar. You get caught in a negative feedback system.
And
for
you're
energy.
constantly your insulin pump up and down. You're not keeping your blood sugar stable by doing that.
And when your blood sugar isn't stable, it can cause you problems to your heart and problems to your eyes.
There you go.
So it can cause you macular degeneration.
It's a self-feeding loop. And I'm just going to give you a couple of hints because tomorrow's the big day. Yeah, a lot of football. And enjoy your football. Have that beer or glass of wine if you're going to partake.
Which is healthier for you than drinking hard liquor is the whole point of all this because of the sugar
But most
content.
importantly, George has already given you the solution. Stick to your vegetation. Yeah, you can have
Cruciferous vegetables.
You're not going to eliminate sugar. It is in the fruit. It is in the vegetables. So it's there, but it's balanced with other nutrients versus taking the ketchup bottle out and squeezing it on to flavor your foods. Do you realize how much hidden sugar there is in ketchup? How much hidden sugar there is in a container of soda? And if you supersize it, that's 18 teaspoons of sugar, for crying out loud. I mean, that's an awful lot of sugar you're throwing into your body. And this was a really interesting stat. Years ago, if we consumed 10 to 15 grams of sugar in an entire year, it's a lot. But in 2017, look at that. What's that number say there, George? Even you can read that.
135 pounds of sugar each year.
Isn't that insane, 135 pounds of sugar? Do you know what that's doing to you?
The bigger picture is think about what it's doing to your life and your lifestyle. And that's what this whole video is about, is the impact that sugar has on you. It's not about any of the products that you can eat, and Bob's going to show you another one.
And it's hidden in all of the foods. Who doesn't love a Big Mac? Well, you can make a healthy version of the Big Mac and look how much you eliminate.
Oh, I know. I've preached about this a lot.
It's an amazing difference. So it's all about choice.
They're showing this one yet, too.
You know, if you're going to have some coffee, don't use it as a sugar delivery system. Just have the coffee. And if you need to, put a little cream in it if you need to, and a little bit of sweetener if you must. But my goodness, the choices you make have direct impact on your health.
I personally like Wawa coffee and Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and what I do with the Wawa coffee, I do a third of the regular, I do a third of the Colombian, and then a third of the Cuban.
Oh, you're a mixer, huh?
And then I put some half and half in there, and a splash of light cream, and I call it a day. But it's virtually sugar-free.
And if you're going to give into temptation, if you're going to have that little piece of coconut custard or pumpkin pie or whatever that pie happens to be, stick to 3 bites and push it away. You're not going to have any more satisfaction from your taste buds. Or you could do what
I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to eat turkey, and I'm going to eat a salad with that and call it a day.
And that's a healthy, lean and green meal. 7 ounces of white meat turkey is substantial, and 3 servings of vegetables. You will feel very full after that. Top it off with a good amount of water, and you are set.
And with the water, what you want to do, you want to take a lemon, a lime, or some type of citrus fruit, which is also good for your cataracts, I might add. And you want to cut that in 4 quarters, and you want to squeeze 2 quarters. This is a shaker bottle. You want to squeeze 2 quarters of that into the shaker bottle and drink that. This is 22 ounces. So another thing that I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to drink, I love Liquid IV, and I have the lemon flavored and the strawberry and the orange. My wife gets that for me. And then what you should do once you restore your electrolytes with the Liquid IV, you should fill this bottle back up twice with water and do the 2-quarter slices of lemon, lime, or orange, or some citrus. And citrus fruits go a long way in reversing cataracts in people. So I hope everybody here found this very helpful.
Oh, for sure. And by the way, I would be very negligent if I didn't wish my good friend Dr. George a wonderful anniversary. How many years are you with your lovely bride, Cindy?
We were born, we were married. We were married. We were married November 21st of 1987. So it's been 30 plus years. And what we're doing, we're going to our youngest daughter and son-in-law, Sean and Brittany, tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and then we're heading to their 2-bedroom condo in Ocean City, Maryland, and we're coming back Sunday evening, and they're going to meet us down there. So it's good to get away, and we're going to eat healthy.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to, practice what we preach. And once again, I hope this was all very good information for everybody watching this, and it's about lifestyle change. It's not about a fad diet or avoiding this or avoiding that. It's about changing your lifestyle. And if you need someone to coach you like Bob or I, we're available for that. And you can do things like you can follow the D-Flynn diet, which is great. You can follow the one that's specific for what you're trying to achieve. You can modify that by eliminating gluten and sugar. And you can further modify it by eating to your blood type, and then live that lifestyle, exercise, movement is good, and now you're living a healthy lifestyle with healthy choices. It's just like people think, the misconception that if they have gluten intolerance, if they, eat, gluten-free food, that's good. But once again, modern society's answer to eliminating gluten is that's a binding agent, is putting in plastic, which we're not designed to digest plastic, which the formula for that is PGPR. And, so instead of eating gluten-free food and buying gluten-free products, you're better off to buy products that don't contain gluten, like a chicken Caesar salad. There's no gluten in the chicken Caesar salad.
It all comes down to choices. The choices you make will have direct impact on your health or your lack thereof. George, I think we said enough. Have a great Thanksgiving, and can't wait till we do the next one.
I can't wait either. It was really great, and we hope that you take this to heart with the holidays coming up and you make healthy lifestyle choices. It's all about choice. So everybody have a great Thanksgiving, have great holidays, and have a great weekend. And I'm going to have a great time with my wife and my son and son-in-law and granddaughters in Ocean City, Maryland. And
well, while you're heading that way, we're heading to Brooklyn. Pray for us. Wish me luck. I'm sure we'll get there and have a blast.
Well, anyway, I want everybody to have a great day.
You guys be well. Bye now.
We'll be back.